YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. This player sent me a 2v2 and said, "Hey, you never show siege battles." I was like, "That's fair. I don't." Holy mackerel! So this should be a fun siege battle. I'm actually gonna pause it real quick. Let's take a look at the armies. So this is actually a Dark Elf settlement. Wow, look at that background. Just absolutely beautiful. They put so much effort in these. You see these big walls, and it's so impressive, but then the siege battles are like, they're just limited to right here. It'd be so cool if the sieges went in, like, tiers or something. But this map looks like it's, like, the walls map or something. Like at Ulthuan, maybe? I'll have to look at the map on the way out. It's a cool-looking map, but let's take a look at the armies. The High Elves have gone, like, all in for flyers here, which is very interesting. Lots of great eagles. There's going to be a moon dragon. More great eagles. Wow. Lots of moon dragons. Looks like a prince on the moon dragon, moon dragon, moon dragon. So we are at 6 dragons, I believe. Yeah, 6 dragons, and then the rest are great eagles. And then the Skaven player, which this is an odd alliance indeed, is the one pushing the siege engine. So we got 7 Skaven siege towers. We've got plague monks, a couple of plague claw catapults, death globe bombardiers. Very interesting unit there with lots of missile damage and great armor piercing. A couple of rat ogres. Let's see who the leadership is here. We had a prince for the Dark Elves. What do we got over here? Oh, Plague Monk Censer Bearers waiting to hopefully get into combat at the right moment. Having a hard time finding the Skaven leader here. Here he is. So it's a Plague Priest. Very, very cool. All right, let's go take a look at the Dark Elves, who... Dread Spears, Dark Shards, Shades with dual weapons, Bleak Swords, lots of units on the wall. And then down here, Bleak Swords, Blackguard of Nagaron guarding the gate. We have a Death Hag, a War Hydra, a Black Dragon, and then Malekith here on his Black Dragon. So 2 Black Dragons going to find themselves nastily outgunned there. Witch Elves, cool unit. Dark Shards, Shades with Great Swords. I see 2 of those. Harganeth Executioners, so quite a lot. Is this a 2v1? I don't think it is. Is it? It may be a 2v1. I'll have to look at the outro screen because I can't see 2... Yeah, there are 2 lords, never mind. 2 Malekiths. So it is a 2v2. Let's just check out this sweet attack here from the High Elves. So the High Elves are going to come swooping in. Plague Claw catapults opened up. If all these dragons use their breath attacks, which they should have before they landed, at least they might want to double up on these black dragons over here and not let them go 2-on-1. They're going to send some eagles and stuff in here. Yeah, eagles are already taking a beating over here. But here comes the goon squad. All piling in over here against the black dragons. The Dark Elves would want to turn as many missile weapons into this vicinity as they can. Somehow Malekith gets out of there alive. Let's see whether they focus down this other black dragon. But lots of carnage going on the walls right now, and the Plague Claw catapults doing some good damage. The Skaven just sitting back actually right now, which is kind of odd. Sitting back, they're taking a lot of damage to their siege towers. They definitely should be pushing forward and not allowing their ally to just throw all in here. This black dragon got away too. That is so weird how they got away like that. This is a Malekith on a Cold One chariot. So the High Elves units coming in very early with no support from the Skaven, no even movement from the Skaven. Look at this, the siege tower is just getting hammered. The Skaven really needs to move. He's trying to destroy a fort wall. But just letting the High Elves sacrifice themselves without support here could wind up being a major mistake. We shall see. So it's going to take a while to bust through that fort wall, and he's going to lose a siege tower in the process. But if these High Elves manage to kill Malekith up here in the air, that could be a big deal. They are taking an absolute flogging in the process. All these Great Eagles getting absolutely pounded. They should have brought a life wizard just to blob them up and use earth blood so that you could get more use out of them. And then parked over here by shades with greatswords, not a good plan, because those shades are going to tear you out of the sky. Look at the damage coming off those shades. Never, ever leave a unit parked like that around the shades. They will do tons of damage. So, the Black Dragon and one Malekith get routed. Lots of damage done, lots of damage. But again, the Skaven just kind of waiting for an opening. Maybe thinking that if the High Elf does enough damage that they'll be able to come in and get the rest done. Very odd move though, splitting up the catapult shots. Yeah, the High Elf players getting hosed because they've just come in very early. They dropped a bunch of Great Eagles down into these Hargoneth Executioners, which they're just going to get slaughtered by Cold One Dread Knights. So big mistake here from the High Elves, getting way too hasty. I mean, they're going to end up doing a lot of damage, but yeah, Blackguard, no way. No way you want to be in this fight. Blackguard are going to love this. And then with support from the Shades with Greatswords back here. And the Skaven player still just sitting still. These towers aren't even manned. It's almost like he's using them for cover. I think he is. Yeah, I think he's just using the towers for cover. And then he's got key units hidden. Maybe that's why he hasn't moved. Yeah, he's just using the towers for cover and he's trying to bust a hole in the wall. Yeah, look at this. The High Elves started off strong, but then Malekith came back and he's going to turn this thing around. So, despite a lot of damage being done by the High Elf player, just utterly threw their army away there without waiting to support. Skaven player wants to sit back and shoot away, and then the High Elf player just wanted to charge in. That is indeed what he was doing. He was holding his units behind these siege towers, it looks like, for cover maybe. Because they didn't take much damage from those towers. This wall's about to collapse. This one's got a ways to go. The Skaven are going to have their work cut out for them because the High Elf player throwing themselves away in the entirety. I don't think there's a single High Elf unit left. 91% on the wall over here. Skrulk is going to take a pounding over here. The wall's not down yet, and there's an order for ladders here. 94% on the wall. 71%. Plague Claw catapults, almost, some of them almost out of ammunition. This wall needs to come down. The Plague Monks are taking a beating. 99% of the wall. One more shot will bring the wall down over here. The gate taking a little bit of damage, 76% over here. This dragon has the opportunity to do some horrendous damage to the Skaven over here. Is he going to do a breath attack? Oh! Dragon took a shot. Oh, look at that chill wind. Just wrecking Plague Monks. The fort wall, one more hit. I think the dragon actually got hit by something that was meant for the wall. Oh, a blade wind right here too. Wall comes down though, and the Dark Elves didn't move their units, so they lost quite a few units there. There's a bunch of Witch Elves down inside here, and then Malekith died right there. Looks like Skrulk and the priest just came over here so they wouldn't get hit by the towers. Yeah, instantly rampage on the Plague Monks because they stepped right into Witch Elves. They're going to get outflanked. The Death Hag's going to get in here, so I'm not really sure how Skaven is going to be able to get the job done here. Comes the Globadiers and the Censer Bearers. He should have used these towers and just dropped his men off on the wall. He would have had a much better chance doing that. He had all these towers, and it would have saved them from a lot of this beating. And I think the towers actually shoot back a little too. And he needs these Rat Ogres over here as well. Look at this Hydra just pouring right through the hole, clogging up the hole. So yeah, now the Skaven's trying to feed all through one defensible place. I'm not sure that this will actually work for him. That Hydra looks crazy. towers shooting down at him. Ooh, the Globadiers. Ooh, yeah, they're going to put a nasty beating on this. If they'll focus down the Hydra, they could get rid of it relatively quick. Summoning a clan rat back here in the middle of all these squishy skirmish units. Actually gets a little bit of work done. Nicely done. The Hydra is taking shots from the Poison Wind Globadiers, but these rat ogres are taking a beating in the process. But that Hydra, it's getting pulled apart. Still got a lot of life left, though. Word of Pain. That's an interesting unit to cast that on. So the Plague Priest and Lord Skrulk still very much alive. A lot of Dark Elves still left to defend. Ooh, another Blade Wind right into the Skaven. They need to move out of the way. It wasn't that good, fortunately, for the Skaven. These Censer Bearers gonna have a heck of a fight on their hand. The Globadiers doing some work here, pushing back Malekith and his chariot. Plague Claw catapults mostly out of ammo at this point. I don't know if Skaven can do this or not. It says it's roughly balanced, and there's not a lot of great infantry. There's a few Harganeth Executioners, but there's a lot of Censer Bearers here. Ooh, look at Lord Skrulk. Came in here all by himself. Yeah, Skrulk came up in here, just not scared of anything. Drops a clan rat. More clan rats. Look at this, getting into the shades with dual weapons. This is a pretty intense battle here. Plenty of mistakes on all players' parts. Look at these Censer Bears spreading their green filth all over the place. They got these flails here. They ought to do quite good. Globadiers firing through. The Hydra's still very much alive. Actually, it looks like it picked up some life. It may have one of those save things where if it gets the save, it gets its life back or something. I don't know. They sent some, a Blade Wind. Skaven player just kind of has this coming because he's blobbed up, and that Blade Wind sits all over the top. Nasty Blade Wind. Fortunately, he kept a couple of Censer Bearers back. But he needs to unblob. Kind of feel like he should have climbed the walls with some of his Censer Bearers. Split up a little. There's a Cold One Dread Knight over here still. Won't be an easy kill for the Skaven. More Clan Rat summons. I don't know that these are doing a whole lot, but another Clan Rat. Is that another summon? No. Here comes Malekith on his chariot. Poison Wind Globadiers firing in. Rod of Corruption, huh? Causes damage. Ooh, wow, that's doing a ton of damage to Malekith. So one unit of Censer Bearers is down. Lord Skrulk is in pretty rough shape, but Malekith takes a beating. And he used Power of Darkness also, which is just going to damage him even more. The Skaven are kind of slowly chewing their way in here, and that's kind of a joke, but not entirely. Poison Wind Globadiers are out of ammo, I think. They look so cool. The Hydra's come back for round 2. Another Blade Wind over here. And it goes right through one of the Censer Bearers that was held in reserve. Wow, that's gonna hurt. Skaven just took massive beating on a unit that it badly needs here. This Plague Priest is still just kind of sitting back. The Hydra's out here, the Death Hag's out here. Clan Rats, Censer Bears, Rat Ogres. Not a lot of Skaven left. I think Skaven may have taken too many throttlings from Malekith and that Blade Wind. Rat Ogres, these guys back in the fight. Okay, so they have another Censer Bearer unit over here that they really need. Globadiers. Trying to kind of, this big fight here. The Rat Ogres, Lord Skrulk, the Death Hag. Did Malekith make it out of there? I don't see Malekith. I almost wonder if he dropped. See what happens. These sensor bears over here could be clutch. They're badly needed. There's one unit in decent health still right here. That Hydra's still very much alive. Nice spell there from the Skaven. Clears out the hole, and not a lot of infantry left for the Dark Elves at this point. That's not boding well, I don't think. Here comes the Skaven Plague Priest, or whatever it is. Woo! Ramming it in there. That thing's got some moves. I don't know what's powering it, but it's got quite the ram there. Rat Ogres. What's this over here? Okay, the Dread Knights came out and attacked the units out here, but the Hydra came in too. The Dread Knights got torn up pretty quick. This is kind of nice here. Harganeth Executioners, that's going to be a tough nut to crack. Especially with the Hydra in support. So these Sensor Bears getting overmatched out here. Those Harganeth Executioners going to do some damage, but they actually go after the Bombardiers. Let's see if the Hydra can survive. A lot of units going crazy in here because of the Witch Elves. Lord Skrulk in rough shape. And then these Shades with great swords back here causing some very good damage. There's enough missiles left with these Dark Shards to potentially get some major work done here, but now these Shades with great swords get caught by the Rat Ogres. They're not going to like that. The Hydra retreats. Some regrouped units coming back over here. This Harganeth Executioner's now going to get in behind. Only really one unit of Sensor Bearers left over here. The Rat Ogres chasing down Shades with Lord Skrulk and the Sensor Bearers. It's going to actually be a pretty close finish. Those Executioners and these Shades with great swords are going to be kind of important here. And then that Hydra just keeps staying alive. Amazingly staying alive. Harganeth Executioners here get... Are they caught in this hole? Maybe that's some kind of miscast there. These Dark Shards are almost out of ammo. But if they rout that Plague Priest, it does not bode well for the rats. At least I don't think it does, but there's no Lord here for the... Yeah, there's no Lord here for the Dark Elves, and that could be a problem. Harganeth Executioners decide to come this way, but over here you got Sensor Bears and Rat Ogres. And that could lead to a victory. They're going to lose the Plague Priest. Very drawn out. These Shades with great swords and good health here, and a tough unit. They need to get over here and start doing some damage in melee, but they're still set to skirmish, I think. Because in melee, these guys will do a lot of damage. But I think they're still set to skirmish. Okay, the Hydra's going to get a hold of some units over here. The leadership, Sensor Bears, Rat Ogres, Skrulk. They do defeat the Harganeth Executioners, or nearly have defeated them. I would think they will. Those Executioners, though, putting up a final fight. Ooh. The Harganeth Executioners haven't routed, and these units are actually chasing something else, it looks like. Maybe they want to go to capture? But, yeah, all these units headed back to the town square. Not sure exactly what's going on. These Harganeth Executioners never got finished off. Plague Claw catapult crews are here. The Shades with great swords fighting the Plague Monks and the Plague Monk Sensor Bears. These Rat Ogres could get a charge in here, that'd be helpful, but there's only one left and it's about to die. Did get the charge. Yeah, it looks like the Skaven is heading for the town square, where they want to make a stand. So it'll be a final stand in the town square. This is crazy. This has been a long battle. Very close one. Kind of feel like the High Elves have an advantage here because of that Hydra. Yeah, look at that. Killing Plague Claw units, which is no big surprise. The Skaven are actually starting to capture the town center, but they don't see these regrouped Shades right here on the edge of it, which start getting free shots on the Rat Ogres. And then the Rat Ogres pull away. They could have finished these guys and captured the town center. Yeah, they just gave a whole bunch of free shots to these Shades who are now out of ammo. That was unfortunate. Look at that. Hydra is going to get taken out with a spell from Skrulk. So Skrulk clutches out the Hydra, which changes this. There are quite a few Hargoneth Executioners left, but the town center is going to start falling. Let's see if they get rid of these shades this time. So the High Elf sitting back like that he doesn't need to do anything about this, but he absolutely does. He's going to lose on a timer. Oh, look at that. The Poison Wind Globadiers had a couple of shots left, and they finished him. I don't think there's any ammo left at this point. So the countdown begins. Here comes a few shades with great swords, and then from over here some dread spears, and then the Hargoneth Executioners making their way in. So let's see. Skaven are going to make their stand here.
This way, fool.
Look at Lord Skrulk. He's put up quite the battle for this settlement. So the Censer Bearers catch these few shades with great swords. The Censer Bearers are going to die. But it's almost like the Skaven just want to wait. I don't think that they believe the High Elves can take the town center back in the 90 seconds remaining. There is not a lot of Skaven left, though. Very squishy units here. Very beat up Rat Ogre and a very beat up Plague Monk Censer Bear. But a summoned Clan Rats. That could change things a lot. It's going to help. Let's see what these summoned Clan Rats do. Said the enemy summoned something. Good grief, you take me far enough underground? Let's see, 58 seconds. Can the Skaven hold out for 58 seconds against Hargoneth Executioners? If they can, they'll win. These summoned Clan Rats now paying dividends because they're just wasting time.
Tails forward.
That's weird because the battle countdown isn't as long as the actual timer, but it may be because, yeah, look at that, the balance of power swinging for the Skaven. A summoned Clan Rat, and then the Liber Bubonicus here doing damage. Look at that, Skrulk is gonna clutch this one out. How in the world did we get out of here? I have no idea what just happened. But hey, you got a cool view of the map. And we get a Pyrrhic victory for Skaven. That was quite a battle, folks, quite a battle. Lots of interesting mistakes and stuff there, but very fun, very long battle. Not how I expected at the end. I did not think the Skaven had a chance to get through all those High Elves, and they did. Look at this Malekith right here. This one did not get near as many kills. Those Witch Elves, though, they caused some disruption. Hargoneth Executioners. Let's take a look at the High Elf player. Didn't get a lot done with these units, but I mean, they did cause a lot of damage. The Skaven certainly would have had no chance had it not been for a hot tuna here doing a bunch of damage. And then Naetsos. Wow. Pulled it off in the end. Just tons of Skaven, tons of summons, and was able to overwhelm what was left. And then really, Lord Skrulk kind of being the one who carried that with his Liber Bubonicus or whatever it was, like doing all that damage and finishing things off. So what'd you all think of that? You got a siege battle. I do wish this game did siege battles a little bit better, but it was fun, and I certainly appreciate that being submitted. Appreciate MSI sponsoring my channel and giving me the equipment I need to make this awesome videos for you. I love making videos for you. I love doing this every day. It's a privilege. If you enjoy what you're seeing, make sure to subscribe so I can keep you up to speed with more, and I hope to see you back soon. HeirofCarthage, signing out for now.